Hello, everyone. Good morning. This is Nicole with the Good Life Refuge, and we have Sarah Easton with us to get the breakfast Yummies started. I'm already hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet because breakfast is one of the most difficult meals for me because I never have time. So I usually skip it very often, which is not good. So with that, I'm just going to hand over to Sarah, and I'll hope you guys enjoy our mini series here. And if you have questions, put them in the comments. I'm watching the comments and we'll try to answer them as good as we can. And then, yeah, we're gonna get started with Sarah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is the second part of our Cooking with Compassion series. And today we're going to be covering easy, quick, and delicious breakfast items. A lot of people are crunched for time, and some people also might be kind of in a rut with what they prepare for breakfast. So I think I really wanted to do this one because there are so many options that we have when preparing breakfast. I do want to just do a few quick housekeeping items. These talks will be available on the Good Life Refuge's YouTube page. They're archived there. And then they will, also I wanted to mention that if you email or Facebook message Nicole, she'll be able to send you over these recipes. I have the recipes for the entire series in a little handout, and she can get those over to you. So Facebook message her, Instagram message her, or you can, I think your email is nicole@thegoodliferefuge.org. Yeah. So yeah, send her over your email and she'll get those to you. And so last week we did a review of the plant plate, and I love the plant plate because it helps me stay on track every day. That plant plate is in the book Vegan for Her. You can also find it online. And it's just a very easy resource, and you can reference it every day and build your meals around that plant plate. And I did not mention, but when we think about vegan food, we generally have 5 vegan food groups, and those food groups are beans, legumes, nuts and seeds, veggies, and fruits and grains. So you always want to keep that in mind when you're building your meals. Not every meal, breakfast is probably the hardest one to get all of those food groups in, but just do your best. I also mentioned last week that you want to be sure that your meals are nutritionally balanced, and the way you nutritionally balance your meals is to ensure that you have a healthy fat, some fiber, and a protein. And the reason that's so important is because you want to have be sure that your meals provide long-term satiety. They keep you filled up for the day, and they also can provide you with a lot of energy. So another quick tip that I had was, and we also just want to mention that if you are new to plant-based eating, if you're new to a vegan diet, go slowly with yourself. Don't be too hard. Go meatless for one day or meatless for several days a week, and then just keep progressing from there. I do want to mention that I also offer one-on-one coaching, and then I'm going to be doing some additional classes in the future too. I feel like the online system is working really well for us. It's very convenient for a lot of people. So I'll try to do some more online classes. Yeah, and like I mentioned, keep it easy, keep it fun, find recipes that you enjoy. Also, don't eat things that you don't like. If there's a vegetable you don't like, find a different vegetable. If there's some fruits that you don't like, find different fruits. There's an abundance of foods that we can eat. We're so lucky to have so many great options. If you like just really hate a fruit that you find a weird texture, or a vegetable that you have a weird reaction to, just because it's healthy, don't eat it. There are going to be a lot of other things that you can eat, so find other things that you like. And I do also just want to give a quick shout out for my website. If anyone wants to see any of my recipes or learn a little bit about me, you can also reach me on my website. It's saraheastonhealth.com. And I do, just quickly, there are a lot of not necessarily processed, but there are a lot of convenience foods that you can eat for breakfast This is actually one of my favorite. These are Simple Truth. This is a King Soopers brand, and this Simple Truth brand is fantastic. And these patties are delicious. Sometimes for a nice treat, I'll make some biscuits and gravy, or I'll also make a nice little breakfast sandwich, and they're fantastic. Like I said, this is a treat, so I wouldn't eat these for every meal, but they're fun. They're fun to have every once in a while. And then there are some excellent yogurts out there. This is one of my favorites. Forager is a really good one. Kite Hill is a good one. I'm going to be making a recipe with Kite Hill yogurt next time. But Forager is obviously really good on granola. It's good just with fruit. They're coming out with some really great yogurts right now. You can also make yogurt very easily on your own. And now I just want to talk about some of the whole food ingredients recipes. I want to give you guys some breakfast ideas. And then we're going to do a couple quick demos. So the one thing that I would always recommend to people is start your day with fruit. Eat a bowl of cherries, or eat some grapes, or eat a sliced apple with maybe some almond butter. Fruit is such a great thing to get your day started with. The other thing that you can do is make a smoothie. And when you make smoothies, you want to keep in mind making them nutritionally balanced. So you want to have a fat, some fiber, and protein. And so you can add a little bit of silken tofu, you can add some kale, you can add some greens. And it's a great way to sneak in any of those veggies that you might not really feel like you want to eat all the time, but you know they're healthy, like kale. That's a good one to sneak into smoothies. And smoothie bowls are fantastic as well. Smoothie bowls kind of take a little while to make, but they are really good, and you can load up on the fruit that way. And then I think a lot of people probably have heard of tofu scrambles, so we're not going to do a tofu scramble, but you can also make chickpea flour scrambles. And I also found a recipe for pumpkin seed like flour scramble, so I'm going to experiment with that. But scrambles are a really good thing. You can eat them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about is toasts. So toasts are a really good, I like to think of them as a shuttle, as a way to, you can load them up and you can get a lot of really healthy stuff on toast, and then make it delicious, and it's also very easy, and you can really load it up with flavor. So some ideas that I have for toasts are top them with tahini, top them with any sort of hummus, avocado. We're going to be demonstrating easy toasts. You can also top them with any sort of beans, like black beans and corn, or some people even top them with white beans. I know some people that have made, and I've actually even tried beans on toast, baked beans on toast, and it's really, really good. So that's a really good way to get some fiber and some protein easily in. Oh, and I do want to mention, this is one of my favorite, I know a lot of people are trying to do gluten-free, so this is one of my favorite gluten-free. It's a locally made product. It's outside the bread box, and this is a product from Colorado Springs. You can buy that. I buy it at My Natural Grocers, and they have all sorts of other gluten-free products like bagels and breadcrumbs. You have to be sure, though, to check to make sure not all of their products are vegan, so be sure to check the ingredients. So I make toast with that all the time. And then you can top your toast with other things like sauteed mushrooms, coconut bacon. We made a little coconut bacon. And then, put your tofu scramble on top of the a nice smashed avocado. That's actually a really delicious thing to make. So, and then another thing, if toast isn't your game, you can actually, this is a sweet potato. So I have not tried this, but I've seen a lot of recipes online where you slice a sweet potato, you skin it, and then you slice a sweet potato into toasts. And then you toast the sweet potato in your toaster. You can even do it in your oven. And then you top the toast with things like chocolate spread. You can do almond butter and then top it with raspberries or chopped bananas. You can also do avocado on the sweet potato toast, or you can do vegan cream cheese. the tempeh or coconut bacon as well, or just shredded coconut. But for both the toast and the sweet potato toast, there are tons of great recipes, tons of great ideas online, and some of them are just beautiful. You can also top them with any sort of vegetable like a tomato or radishes, sprouts. You can really get creative with your toast. And so the reason I like the toast is because, like I mentioned, we want to get all of those food groups in. We want to have several servings, and there are easy way to shuttle all of those different ingredients. So you can have the fiber with the avocado, or add some spinach. You can also have your protein through like some beans or the tofu scramble, and then you can also have some healthy fats through the some coconut or avocado as well. And the next thing I want to mention is chia pudding, and I think a lot of people know what chia pudding is, but chia pudding is excellent to batch cook, and then you can make it with some coconut cream or some coconut milk, and you can make this all on a weekend or a day that you have a lot of time, and then just have a bunch of chia seed pudding in your fridge and just have that. And it's actually a nice snack for in the afternoon or even a dessert as well. So you can make it with coconut cream, and then you can add chopped mangoes, chopped papayas, chopped pineapple, and then you can also add some nuts to that. You can apparently, instead of using just chia seeds, you can also use ground flax. Ground flax apparently makes a nice pudding as well. I need to try that. I just learned that the other day. So, and then the next thing, I think a lot of vegans kind of default to oatmeal, and I love oatmeal, but I think some people probably get a little bit tired of it. But the great thing about oatmeal is you can really load it up with those 5 or as many food groups as you can. You can have the seeds and nuts. You can have a lot of like apples. We're moving into fall, so pumpkin is going to be, we're going to have a lot of pumpkin available, so we can make a nice pumpkin oatmeal or a carrot cake oatmeal. And then you can also add a little bit of coconut oil or some shredded coconut as well to get in those healthy fats as well, or top it with a little bit of almond butter. And almond butter is actually a really good healthy fat. So another thing that people are doing is savory oatmeal, and I tried savory oatmeal. I didn't have a lot of success with it, but I think some people really like it. So savory oatmeal is, you can add some flavor to it, like soy sauce or even different vinegars, and then you can add any vegetables that you like bok choy, mushrooms, even some squash, and then you can cook it if you have an Instant Pot, or you can cook it on the stove as well. And then I also wanted to mention healthy muffins. Healthy muffins are a great thing to batch cook. You can make muffins with blueberries, raspberries. You can make them on the weekend and then pop them in your refrigerator and then just pull them out and have them topped with almond butter. They're great to take camping. They're great to take hiking as well. And then breakfast bowls and hashes. Breakfast or Buddha bowls is kind of what they're called, but you can add, breakfast bowls will have like a grain, they'll have like a vegetable component, and then they'll have protein, and then you can top them with a nice sauce. You could do like a vegan hollandaise sauce, or you could even do like a yogurt topping. You can also even just do hot sauce. One thing that I wanted to try is an enchilada bowl, a deconstructed enchilada bowl, and have like enchilada sauce on top of it. Some common bowls will include like sweet potatoes, tempeh, and kale. And then you could put like hot sauce on top of that and add like a little quinoa. And they're actually really delicious. And the burrito bowls are a pretty common one. Bowls are good to eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And they're a great way. They're also a good thing to batch cook. You can prep all those ingredients on the weekend and then have them, just assemble them during the week. Breakfast burritos everyone knows that breakfast burritos are a pretty popular breakfast item, but you can batch cook those. Just make up a big batch of tofu scramble and then add potatoes and then just roll them up, and you can make 5 and have them eat for each day of the week. There are some excellent recipes for breakfast casseroles and quiches online. I saw a friend just recently made a beautiful looking quiche with the just egg, which is a new egg substitute. And then personally, I don't really like a sweet breakfast. So sometimes I will make I'll even just make a quick broth. This is a local broth. It's called Beyond Broth. And it's actually pretty filling. And these are great when you're on the go. You can get these at Natural Grocers. These are made in Boulder, but you can get those at Natural Grocers. And I even just like to make a quick miso soup or have leftovers as well. So you don't have to have the traditional breakfast. You don't have to have bacon and eggs and pancakes and waffles. You can, or even cereal. There is an abundance of items that you can have for breakfast, and you really want to get creative. Try to use seasonal produce and really kind of push the envelope and push your creativity and make things that you really enjoy. If you like sweet things, there are definitely tons of sweet things that you can make. And I did forget to mention another really important component of making your breakfasts really interesting and helping you stick to a plant-based vegan diet is adding a lot of flavor. So ways that you can add different flavor, you want to build that flavor profile. So there's a lot of ways that you can build that flavor profile. I'll talk a little bit about nutritional yeast. I think a lot of people know what nutritional yeast is, but nutritional yeast is known as nooch, and some people call it hippie dust. It's full of vitamin B12, and it also has a lot of folic acid. And then another great way to add flavor is tahini. And I mentioned in the first video that tahini and sesame seeds are an excellent source of calcium. So I actually eat a lot of tahini. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite recipes. And then almond butter. Almonds actually have quite a bit of calcium in them. Healthy fats. Almonds are great. Almonds are great to eat as almond butter or just to have almonds just to snack on throughout the day. And then I also wanted to mention I have some paprika here, some soy sauce, some liquid smoke, and some maple syrup. And those are all great ways to add to your flavor profile. Some other ways that you can add some flavor during your breakfast or lunch or dinner is hot sauce, ketchup, or even tomato sauce too. So there's a lot of other ways as well. So I just want to quickly show you guys, we're going to get into the food demo part. And what I have first of all, I made some toast, and this toast is, I'll just go ahead and show you. This is the tahini toast, and it's pretty simple. I just put a little bit of tahini on the toast. I obviously toasted it, and then I put a little bit of tahini on it, and then I'm just going to put a little bit more of the nooch on there. And this is probably my favorite breakfast, and it's so easy. It's full of the healthy fats. It's got a lot of calcium in it. So it's an excellent quick breakfast.
Hey, Sarah, can you tip your...
My what?
Hello.
Sarah, can you tip the computer a little? We can't
sure.
see the plate.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That's much better. Yeah.
Okay, and so now, whoops. Let me just so you can. Okay,
yeah.
That's good. And so now I'm going to make a quick avocado toast. And avocado toast is really trendy. I assume everyone has at least tried avocado toast. But I just want to demonstrate it really quickly. And I think everyone knows how to cut an avocado, but I just like to show people how I do it. Cut it diagonally. And luckily, look how pretty that one is. And then this is how I get the pit out. I just twist it. And if you're going to, and probably some people know this, but if you're going to save an avocado, you're going to save guacamole, it's really good to keep the pit and keep it in there. And then I just like to cut it a few times. And then scoop it out. Scoop it out with a fork. And the one thing that I forgot for this demo was a little bit of lemon. but I highly suggest adding lemon to your avocado toast. And lemon will not only help keep it from getting brown, but it will also add a lot of really nice flavor to it. And so you want to, and it also kind of gives it a little bit of liquid to soften it up. And then very easy, very quick. This has the healthy fats, and apparently avocado has some of the most fiber. And the reason why you want those healthy fats and that fiber is because it helps, it digests slowly. So it's going to help your blood sugar level in the morning, and it's also going to help keep you full throughout the day and give you more energy. So I'm just gonna, and I would add a little, I like to add a little bit of salt to this. So we just spread, and I have not met anyone that doesn't like this. I'm sure there are people that don't like avocados, but this is such a fun, easy recipe. And most restaurants are making this, and it is really fantastic. I had some at this new coffee shop in Broomfield called Haven, and it was fantastic. And the reason why I got these everything bagel seasonings, and this seasoning has a lot of sesame seeds, it has garlic and onions, and it has all sorts of different flavors in it. So it really helps build that flavor profile. You can make these everything bagel seasonings on your own, but it's really, really just a nice addition to this, to avocado toast.
Where would you buy the everything bagel seasoning, Sarah?
I found this just at King Soopers in the spice section. So, and it just smells really good. It smells very garlicky. And garlic and onions are also a really good way to help build that flavor profile. And then I was going to demo this, but we don't have time. I made a little bit of coconut bacon. This is the coconut bacon, and this is really easy and really fun to make. You do have to be careful. I burnt it a little bit. It's really delicate. So what I did was I made a quick marinade of soy sauce, liquid smoke, and maple syrup, and I put a little paprika in it. And then I just put these coconut flakes. These are Bob Mills coconut flakes. And I just mixed it around, marinated it for a little bit, and then I cooked it in the oven at 325 for like 20 minutes. You want to stir it very, very often because it really burns easily. And so what I'm going to do now is just put a little bit of the coconut bacon on top of the toast. And I tried this for the first time at a restaurant, a coffee shop in Grand Junction, and it was just delicious. So here we have the tahini topped with nutritional yeast, the avocado toast with a little bit of those everything bagel seasonings, and then this avocado toast with coconut bacon, and it is excellent. The other great thing about the coconut bacon is that you can use it, you can sprinkle it on all sorts of stuff. You can sprinkle it on salads. You can make sandwiches out of it. You can sprinkle it on top of like pastas. Like if you have an Alfredo, it'd be good on an Alfredo. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do with it. So yeah, get creative with those toasts. And then from what I have here, I could also add more things. I could also add tomatoes. I could add sauteed mushrooms. I could add beans. There's so many things you can do with the toasts. I could also use the sweet potatoes. So really try to get creative with those toast recipes. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate a healthy sweet potato. And the reason I love this, I just love the taste of this. And I also love this because it really gives you everything you need. It has the healthy fats, it has a lot of fiber, and it has protein as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, I baked a sweet potato, and you want to cut this sweet potato when it's pretty warm. You don't want it to be cold because you want the almond butter to be kind of you want it to melt a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of mash up the inside a little bit of the sweet potato, cut it at a diagonal, kind of mashed up. It'd be better with a fork, but we're just going to mash it up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drizzle a little bit of almond butter in there. And the great thing about these loaded baked potatoes is you can also do anything you like with them. People load them up with garbanzo beans. They also load them up with white beans. You could even put some kale in there. You could put all sorts of different vegetables in here. You could also do different types of seeds. You could keep it sweet and do raspberries. You could even do pineapples or all sorts of different fruits. So there's many directions that you could take with this sweet potato. And like I said, they're very satiating, and they give a lot of good energy throughout the day. So the next thing I'm going to do, I got some excellent blueberries. These things are just huge, and I love to eat blueberries. Blueberries are excellent for your brain, and they're just so good for your overall health. So I try to eat blueberries as often as possible. Just going to sprinkle some blueberries in there. And then the final, well, actually, this is not totally the final item that I have, but I have a banana. And I keep bananas in my house all the time because they are such an easy snack. I like to eat bananas with a little bit of almond butter, especially in the afternoon. They're such an easy, healthy snack, and they give you a lot of energy. So I keep, I buy a ton of bananas. It's just something that I really like. And the great thing about bananas is if they become overripe, you can freeze them. Let me show you. I have some in here. You can freeze your bananas and make nice cream with them. And making nice cream is really, really easy. I even make a little bit of nice cream for my dogs. And it's just peanut butter, a frozen banana, and some yogurt, some non-dairy yogurt. And, I did also want to mention I made some sweet potatoes for my dogs. My dogs love sweet potatoes, and they're a really good source of fiber for dogs too. So I'm going to give them that for breakfast after this. And then I learned this from Mark Reinfeld. This is one of my favorite. I do this all the time. I used to open a banana from this side, but it's so much easier to open it this way. And apparently that's how monkeys do it anyways. So it's a lot easier to open it from there. So I'm just going to chop up a few little pieces of banana. And then just put it in there, in the sweet potato. And you can really, if you really like a lot of vegetable, or if you really like a lot of fruits, you can load it up. Like I said, use any fruits that you like, use any vegetable that you like. You can also use regular potato too. It doesn't have to be a sweet potato. You can load it up. I really like broccoli in a potato, and then you can do like a cheesy sauce. We really can think about breakfast in a totally different way. We don't need to have the traditional cereals and sweet things, like I mentioned, pancakes and waffles. I mean, we can really get creative and have a lot of fun with our breakfast. And then I also want to mention, I love this granola. This is another local to Colorado company. It's called Purely Elizabeth. And this is available I've seen it in almost all grocery stores. It's gluten-free. It's got all sorts of healthy flat seeds. It's got a lot of chia seeds, flaxseed. It's just delicious stuff. And I highly recommend trying this. And it's excellent on fruit, and it's excellent just on the granola, or on yogurt is what I'm trying to say. So then I just crumble up a little bit of the granola and put it on top, and then that really helps us get in sneak in some seeds. And then the final thing that I'm going to add to this is some ground flaxseed. And ground flaxseed, if anyone follows Dr. Greger recommends that we eat, I think it's 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed a day. It's really good for cancer prevention, and it's also a really good way to sneak in those healthy fats. And I just sprinkle a little bit of flaxseed. It's really challenging to figure out what to do with ground flaxseed but this is a great way to do it. It's also good to sneak into your smoothies or put on your granola or your yogurt. So anyway, I think I'll show everybody this. It actually turns out really pretty too.
I'm really hungry now, Sarah.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope that those ideas give you a few. I hope those give you a few ideas of easy breakfasts, easy and delicious breakfasts that you can make. And I do just want to give a shout out for our upcoming sessions next week. We are going to be, I think we're going live at noon. We're going to be covering lunches, and I'm going to be demoing a chickpea of the sea salad, and we're also going to be doing a really nice broccoli salad. And then we'll talk about easy and healthy lunches, just ways to integrate all of those food groups and keeping in mind that plant plate, and really making our meals healthy and nutritionally balanced. So like I said, these will all be archived on the Good Life Refuge YouTube channel, and you can refer to them. Reach out to Nicole if you'd like any of the recipes. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the upcoming sessions. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Everybody has a great weekend. It was great having you here. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next week with our next part. And just have a wonderful sunny day in Colorado. Bye-bye.